So my name is Leah Sanchez, and I'm one of the co-founders of Works in Progress. And I also work at the Textile Museum of Canada as the Education and Interpretation Coordinator. So I'm going to be talking about this business that I set up in the Philippines, in Manila, 10 years ago. It's called Resurrection Furniture and Found Objects Gallery. And the main idea behind this company was really that we made furniture and home accessories from junk. 10 years ago, there was a really, it's called a super typhoon. So that's like, I guess like a level 4 hurricane would be the equivalent in the Philippines, and it caused like massive flooding, especially like in the capital. So Manila normally doesn't get hit as much, but this time there was really massive flooding, as I said, like, flood waters going up to like second floor level of houses and buildings. And main reason for this was really the garbage that was like in the waterways and the sewers. Everything was blocked. So garbage caused the flooding, but then after the flooding, there was even more garbage because so many things were damaged, right? So around this time, my friend Bingoy and I were just really daydreaming about like opening up a shop. Our backgrounds were architecture and interior design. We were like just talking and saying, why don't we just start making things from all this junk? I've always been fascinated with the idea of reusing things. Even as a child, I would pick up stuff on the sidewalk. I think it started with somebody asking Pingoy, what could he do with a piano? So we started with pianos. Pianos we made into desks. The piano keys we would take apart and use the pieces to frame mirrors or clocks. We had piano benches, which is like you cut the bottom of the piano and turn it into a bench. We were both in like construction and design. We did have like carpenters and workers to build the furniture. So just to clarify, we were both there as designers, not as the actual builders. Our logo is the only thing I actually made myself. I put together letters from just things I found at home. These all my things at home. And construction debris, I guess. So it's a resurrection, and it's about like this big, and we still have it. It's still there in the shop now. It was fun to do the branding too. When we started, the tags we had were old library card catalog. We had the resurrection found objects, printed in front with the address and everything. And then we also used them as price tags. So at the start, it was mostly, some people would give us things, or we'd source like, junk shops. And, schools always have like things, they're multiples of objects, right? So like electric fans, computers was a big, the CPUs, we'd use the metal housing, them up and actually use the metal as magnetic boards. And the keyboards, you can actually take out the keys and you end up with this rectangular piece with holes, which worked really well as a lampshade. And then the actual keys, we used them for like a chess set. And you can imagine you'd need like how many P's to make the pawns, and band equipment also from the school. So lots of drums, drawers, a whole bunch of drawers. So that was went into a whole series of like, we call them drawers and drawers. Old stereo equipment was another thing. So like, big box speakers, old television sets, like little stuff, but then also bigger pieces of furniture. It was fun. It was like, at the start, we really got a lot of like people looking at them and they're like, oh, is this done? Is this finished? But then after a while, we really like, found a following. And I think it was really also the right time. Like then it was like reclaimed wood, and so it became more popular. And after a while, we didn't have to look for things at all. Like people would come and say, I have a whole laboratory, a whole dental laboratory of equipment. Would you like them? So yeah, some really strange stuff. And then we found a new spot, which was this 1950s house. It was like a bungalow with a big garden at the back. So we moved there and set up the workshop there as well. We wanted to launch the place, so we called it 10A Alabama because that was the address.
Okay.
But it also sounded really cool. Yeah, and easy to remember. We decided to do like a pop-up artist market. So we had like 12 participants. It was just mostly friends that we invited. And yeah, everybody just set up around the house and then the garden. And that was the start of another thing, which was like the 10A Alabama Handmade Arts and Crafts Fair. Started with that, and then it was so much fun. We decided to do it again the next month, and the next month after, and it went on for 5-6 years. With like, yeah, and after a while, it was like a really big community. We'd get like 40 vendors wanting to come, and like hundreds of people going for the weekend. And then we started joining like art fairs. We got invited to, it's a big expo for exporters. So furniture manufacturers join it, and because the Philippines actually has a really big export market. Like maybe the past 5 years, we started collaborating with other artists. Think of the concept. We do materials and labor.
We have a reality TV thing where they had like a challenge.
Okay, we have all these windows.
Right.
Who wants to do something with that? Or I think it was like, did one before, like say a bicycle wheel. Collage artists.
Right.
Right? A lot of like uses for found objects there. Yeah. Like my dream for 10A Alabama was really to be able to open it up into a resource for artists as well. We'd get a few artists, like mostly just artist friends who also work with like found objects. So they would come and like, go through our stuff. There should be a point that you're getting all this junk and being able to process this quickly, right? Or maybe not as quickly, but at least, making more.
Yeah.
But no, there's always just more coming in than we could, yeah.
This is going to be a great movie.